Hi guys, welcome to the Premier Hotspur TV. This is Simon here, North of England's biggest Spurs fan, guys. I thought I'd just cheer the mood up today with that song, guys, because that's the only cheer we're going to get for a while, guys. So today, guys, we're going to bring you the post-match reaction from yesterday, guys, and we're going to bring you the player ratings as well. So if you're going to bring in the live chat, guys, bring in the live comments, guys. Smash the like, subscribe if you already haven't. And Boris is bringing out the roadmap today, Matt. He's bringing out the roadmap to recovery. I wonder if Daniel Levy's doing the same. Is he going to make a recovery for Tottenham? Leave it in the comments, guys. Leave it in the comments of what you think about what's going on at the club at the minute, guys. So, Matt, we'll go on to yesterday, mate. West Ham 2, Tottenham 1, mate. Another L under Jose Mourinho. What we'll start off with, Matt, we'll crack on with the. Was you happy with the starting lineup, mate?
Hello, all the listeners, obviously today, and hello everyone. Hope they're all well, keeping safe. Let's hope for a good announcement tonight, and hopefully we can get back to normal. But thanks to the NHS and all the people that are still working as well, heroes. On to yesterday. Looking at, I always, you go on Twitter, you look at Spurs official, you go, oh yes, the team's out. You read you always read from the top to the bottom. I just see Sanchez and Dyer, and it's just completely. I was up for the game, like I said. I said I think we'd go on. We'd win. I think we all were, and then I think you just get disheartened when you realise that Sanchez and Dyer are playing again after they've been absolutely schooled by Manchester City, pretty much schooled all season. You just knew it was coming, and there was going to be errors in the defensive line, and we were proven right again.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, Matt. Just so, guys, I just put it out on Twitter, guys. We are live now on Premier Hotspur TV, guys. So if you're going to join the chat there, guys, bring your comments in, smash the like, subscribe if you already haven't. Yes, Matt, I totally agree with what you say there, pal. But I'll literally just say as well, mate. And when that lineup come yesterday, mate, when I saw them two again, centre backs, Dyer and Sanchez. Me personally, go on, mate, go on.
Also, I'd probably say, no Gareth Bale, no Dele Alli. Just got back. Really, I know it's only Wolfsburger, but they showed glimmers, and they showed that end product that we need. And he goes back to Lamella and Lucas Moura. I just don't know what to say anymore. I really don't.
I can see where you're coming from there, Matt. As I said, it's when I saw the first two. That every time I look at a starting lineup, I always look at who's playing centre back. And for me, guys, when I saw Dyer and Sanchez again, I said, why can't we just go? Be bold. He's been playing these over and over again, and they don't work. So why does he continue to keep doing it? I just don't understand what's going through Jose's mind at the minute. And we have to call Jose out when things like this, it does go wrong with it. And to me personally, Dyer and Sanchez don't work. Either it's got to be Toby, definitely number one, and someone else, because Toby is our experience. He's our best defender. And it's got to be someone. He can't play game in, game out. But if you're not going to play Toby, how about play Tanganga and Roden for the rest of the season? It can't be no worse.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Worse. What's been going on at the minute? I mean, and Jose's like literally, he's a stubborn manager, Jose. You know what manager Jose is? A very stubborn guy, and he will not like to be proved wrong. This is why he won't put Tanganga at centre back, because he knows he will be proved wrong. He can play there, and that's his preferred position. I don't think he likes playing at right back. I think Tanganga would have been a perfect defender yesterday to play at centre back, rather than Davinson Sanchez at least. That guy, If you say to me who's the worst out of Davinson Sanchez and Dyer, I will say Davinson Sanchez.
I don't think there's much in it.
Dyer,
I don't think there's much in it.
I was about to come to that, Matt. Not much in it though. Not much, but I will go. Davinson Sanchez should not be in this team no more. Seriously. So to me, you go on to the midfield and the attack, and what I saw again. Obviously, when I saw on the team sheet, Lucas again, and Lemma, and things like this, and if you watch our previous videos, guys, after these sort of games, after every game, we always mention these two players. That all they do is run around and think, okay, they have glimpses. They do have glimpses. I'm not saying that they do have glimpses in games, but it's still this. Why is he not? As what Matt said about Dyer, Dele, and Bale. We know it's only against Wolfsburg, but we saw the glimpses there. We saw they can do it, and this is what he should just went bold yesterday and went with Dele and went with Bale, because he's got to try. He's got to try something else, because this playing the same players every week, it's not improving nothing. Absolutely. So he's got to. So he should have went. Me personally, as you said there, Matt, I would have went with Bale and Dele as well. You know what I mean? Because you just saw when Bale come on. Absolutely. I mean, he did change that second half. He did. He really had a good second half. He's probably our best player in the second half. And as I've heard other fans say, cool, what's people hype about Bale in the second half? And I'm going to myself, did you watch that game or what? Because to me, Bale was it was everywhere. And considering other games we've watched, and he just literally just walks around, and because his fitness is not great. But now I think he's getting there now.
On that form, I believe he's probably one of our best players in terms of everything. The way he can, he kept driving. His pace looked back yesterday. He had a first shot on target. The volley would have been incredible if that went in. I mean, technically he's awesome. Good at free kicks. Yeah, he looks like he's getting fit again, and. But yeah, I just worry if Mourinho will trust him.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from there, mate. I just think I go back to Jose there, Matt. I just don't know what goes through his head. I really don't. I mean, what he saw against Wolfsburg, it must have been something in his head saying, "Do you know what? Let's start these two." I mean, it can't be no worse than what's going on at the pitch in a minute. So, guys in the chat there, guys, I see a couple of people in the chat. Get your comments in, guys, about yesterday, your opinions, guys, and get your player ratings as well, guys, and we'll share it with me and Matt. Smash the like, subscribe if you already haven't. And as I said, we'll go on quickly, Matt. You saw the starting lineup now, yeah, right?
Yeah. And
you weren't really. We got Bobby Singh. A great show again, lads. Always spot on. Was great being on the show yesterday. Wish it was on a different circuit. Yeah, Bobby, if you want to jump on now, mate, literally just leave me a yes in the comment, and I'll send you the link, mate. It'll good to have you back on, mate. But thanks for coming on, and thanks for showing support for the channel, mate. Absolutely fantastic. Great knowledge as well, Bobby.
Yeah,
very good knowledge, like Josh. Very good knowledge of Tottenham. So we've seen the starting lineup now, Matt.
Yep.
We're not happy about a few players about starting. In your head, who should have started instead of the players who you weren't happy with?
Okay, well, I mean, goalkeeper you could question again. I mean, could it be time just to maybe switch it up? I know Joe Hart's not amazing, but is he better and more dominant in the air? Like, would he have? It's ifs and buts, isn't it, with their first goal? I mean, should Lloris palm it to the side? Should he? He's almost just parried it back into Antonio.
Yeah, exactly.
So it might be time, someone like Joe Hart to come in just to try and freshen it up. He is a bigger voice in the dressing room than I'd say Lloris is. In terms of on the pitch as well. I heard him during like pre-seasons and stuff. He really shouts. I don't hear Hugo shout that much, which is, bad. Worrying that he's our captain. Right back Tanganga. I agree with that. Unfortunate that that he came off. I think it was when he got hit in the privates. I believe maybe that's why he got subbed. No one really knows. It hasn't actually come out why he subbed him off.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not an injury.
Yeah.
Centre backs, like I just know they're not good enough. How many times have we seen Davinson Sanchez make mistake after mistake, and Eric Dyer miss headers, and he's just not good enough. He's not a centre back.
Exactly.
Pochettino saw this, and it's all the Pochettino players that Pochettino dropped. On the back end when he was leaving, that are all back in our squad. And yeah, you do have to question tactics, and I'm not just going to blame the players. I think, like I've said, it's the whole club is in a disarray at the moment, and it's got to be sorted out, and it's got to be the right decision. Can't get this wrong.
Yeah.
In terms of back to the players, I
Matt,
thought Reggie.
Matt,
Sorry, mate.
before you carry on there, mate, before you carry on there, so guys, I have put the link in. So Bobby, if you want to jump on with us, mate, and have your say on this, yeah, you can come on there. THFC Max says, what do you guys think playing Bow as a number 10? I think so. He was created and switched wings perfectly. Yes, we'll crack on with Bow in a minute, mate. That's one of my questions. We're coming on with Max. So
Cheers, Max.
keep the comments coming, guys. Go on, Matt. You're still at say, mate.
I like Reggie. I thought that's such a big boost for us for him to come back. Okay, it wasn't his best game yesterday, but he wasn't terrible. And it was his first game back, so he's going to take time to get fit again. Then you got Ndombele and Højbjerg. Yeah, it's probably the right decision. It looks like them two are starting to burn out a little bit, and I think Spurs at the moment are rubbing off on Højbjerg. He looks like a bit of a shadow of himself lately. I think it's down to him just being knackered, to be honest. And then obviously you add in the number 10 role. Well, it was sort of Moura and Lucas, wasn't it? They kind of switch in and out. Yeah, I mean, I thought Lamela had a really good first half yesterday. Probably our player of that half. He showed glimpses. That run he put through for Kane, and he's got to put that on target for me. Son, I don't really know. I'm really worried about his form at the moment. Looks like it's really kind of sliding down. Yeah, that's not looking good. Kane, he didn't look. He wasn't really dropping deep, was he? He wasn't really allowed. He was kind of isolated. His shooting was off. Yeah, but the only just with the team, like I've said, I'd like to see two different centre backs come in, and I like your option on Tanganga and Rodon. I mean, at least if we're Spurs fans, we're looking at it going, okay, well, yeah, they made mistakes, but at least he's trying to do something different. He's not just putting in Dyer and Sanchez all the time. They say that insanity, the definition of that is to keep doing the same thing over and over again. And I don't know if Mourinho's going through a bad patch or there's something going on in the dressing room. Because I still believe that Alderweireld, even though yes he has lost a yard of pace, he's much better than both of them combined.
Yeah.
So a lot of problems have got to be sorted out, and
that's why. That's why I've got that, guys. I've set up a content tomorrow night. Dark times ahead, guys. Who's to blame? It's on YouTube, scheduled for tomorrow night, 7:00. Get on, have your say, guys. And me and Matt will literally we'll go through all this stuff. But Matt, I'll just come across a couple of points what you said there, mate. Tanganga and Rodon. It can't be no worse, can it, mate? It cannot be no worse. And I think these Jose out guys at the minute, they're not going to change. They're not going to change their minds. But if they see if they see Jose trying to do something else, something different, trying to get the team going again, trying to
Yeah.
mix things up, then they probably say, "Do you know what? We'll give you credit for that because you are trying. You're trying to you're trying to work and get results on what players you got in front of you." And I think playing Roden and Tanganga, it won't be no worse than what we've what's been playing like with Dyer and Sanchez yesterday. It wouldn't be no worse. I think. Do you know what? To me personally, I think it would have been better. I really do. I think then so you give them a run of games, and the other thing, mate. Till we get back to your own comments, then and what you think, mate, is we need consistency in the team. We need consistency. It's not worth you chopping and changing every week. Different centre backs, different midfield, and different attack. We need consistency. Jose said, "Do you know what, players? This is going to be my team now for the next 5 games. It doesn't matter if we win, lose, or draw. Thing. Let's get consistency in this team. And if you, especially that centre back pairing, that is a key in every team. If you get 2 players who can play alongside each other, game in, game out, right, they'll get used to playing with each other. And I think they're young, they're fresh, they're hungry. And I think these 2, going forward to the end of the season, it will be no worse, than what we've got now. I really don't. Go on, mate. You can continue what you said, mate.
But I agree. I agree with your points massively. I don't think the only reason he was playing Sanchez yesterday was because of the pace of Antonio. But like you say, why couldn't you play Tanganga? It's not as if he's slow. He's probably arguably quicker than Sanchez. Stronger for a start.
Strong. Spot on, Matt. Absolutely. He's strong as an ox, this guy. Seriously, he will not get bullied like what Sanchez does all the time.
I don't think he's a right back, personally. I think he's got that completely wrong. I don't think he quite knows how to attack as a right back. You know, when you have like Aurier or Doherty, they know when to go up, when to come back. With Tanganga, I think he kind of just stays back, doesn't he? I mean, the idea of it's difficult because when you have Aurier and Reguilon, you've got both sides that kind of attack, and it does help because it opens up a lot more spaces. But I mean, the only thing I'm thinking of with why he brought Doherty on was to stretch the play a bit more, and he knew Doherty would push up, and he'd get up alongside Bale. But Doherty, I mean, he did well to get up the pitch yesterday, but that final end product, the thing he's actually good at, has completely gone. He was putting in balls for fun when he was playing for Wolves. It was kind of assists after assist. I think he had a few less than Alexander-Arnold, which is crazy. But he's just completely fallen off the wagon for me, as much as the whole team, really.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. As you said there, Matt, there were some points there which we'll save for tomorrow's night, and we'll have it all out, and I'll get some I'm going to get some stuff together. We've got to talk about this because the form's not great at the minute, and there's a load of problems at this club. As Bobby Singh say, you're spot on, Sire, Matt. But how about Toby and Rodon for the remainder of the season? I think
I'd like to see that.
Rodon and Sponge plenty of experience of Toby could be fun. Bobby, absolutely spot on there as well, pal. As with Toby, I don't think he can play game in, game out. That's the only thing with Toby. I don't think his legs allow him to play in game out. But I can see where you're coming from. The experience of Toby. With Rodon playing underneath him, it'll nurture him. He'll gain experience, and I can see where you're coming from, Bobby. Absolutely, mate. Might be able to get on in a bit, buddy. Looking forward to it. Yeah, Bobby, we'll be on here for a while. So we've got things to talk about. So, mate, but Bobby, thanks for coming in, mate. Seriously.
Yeah, cheers, Bobby, mate.
And we've got Alexander Hilton. Thanks for coming in, mate. Showing your support again. Thank you very much, mate. And think we should start Bale as picking up form. We're going to get onto that. Alexander. I'll quickly just shade over that, Matt, what you said about who should have started. Me personally, should have not started Dyer and Sanchez. I would have gone with Toby and Tanganga yesterday, or as what Bobby said, Toby and Roland Tanganga, and that's what Bobby said there. We could have even gone with Toby and Rodon. But for me personally, at the minute, Dyer and Sanchez should not be nowhere near that team.
No.
They're absolute liabilities. And going back to the midfield, go on, mate.
If Danny Rose is completely omitted from the squad and put into the reserves, then do the bloody same for Dyer and Sanchez, because they're definitely not good enough. At least when Danny Rose is on the pitch, he shows some bloody heart and he has some passion for that badge that you're wearing. Because I'll tell you what, that Dyer and Sanchez don't.
Do you know what, Matt? I don't want to go on too much because these are the sort of questions. These are the sort of things I want to talk about in that thing tomorrow, because this is where we can grip what Jose goes wrong at the club, because that's what Danny Rose. You're spot on there with Danny Rose there, mate. But I said, Matt, just quickly, I looked at that midfield yesterday. I said Lucas, Dilemma. I said again, why on earth does he continue to keep playing? He doesn't mix it up. And all these two do, they have little cameo things in the game, but they don't really affect the game, do they? They don't really get you off your seat enough, do they? Me personally, against Wolfsberger, we saw the Gareth Bale, that goal, brilliant. We saw a better Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale looks like he's getting fitter. The Gareth Bale looks like he's getting a bit more confidence back. I'd rather play someone like him over Lalema, and I'd rather play an Harry over a Lucas, because that's the only. If you're going to play these two, if you play these two consistently for the next 5 games, right, they'll only get better, and their confidence will only grow as well. Sitting on that bench is not going to, and bringing on for 15 minutes, and expect people like that to change games. It's not happening. It's not happening. Full stop. These players need to play continuously for a good 5 games. You know what I mean? So I would love to see Bowen and the rest of it. Son and Kane, that said, they got a load of credit in the bank. It wasn't their best game yesterday, but they pulled Tottenham out of shit majority of the game. So, I mean, so as Paul here saying, how long do you give Jose? Paul, do you know what? I'm going to leave that question. Tune in tomorrow night at 7 p.m, mate. We are doing Dark Times Ahead. Who's to blame on this channel tomorrow, 7 p.m. And we will be talking about how long do we give Jose. We're going to go on to all. You'll see my my schedule, what's on YouTube, and you'll see the picture of what's going to happen. And these sort of questions I really want to keep for tomorrow, because we won't have to talk about tomorrow. Let's keep to things like. But Paul, thanks for coming in, mate. For tuning again, where you are, mate. Absolutely spot on, mate. Absolutely. Thanks for your support. Then, so the first half weren't great. The first half we huffed and puffed, pal. We huffed and puffed. Second half we come out absolutely spot on. Do you guys think the Carabao Cup final is the thing Jose's keeping his job? Quickly, we'll graze over that before I finish on what I was about to say. Matt, did you want to answer that one, mate?
Do you guys think?
Carabao final.
I believe that. I think the one thing that is keeping him in the job is still in the Europa League, because that is if you look at the board and what they look for, it's Champions League. As long as we're still in that, he has a chance. As soon as we go out in that, I'm not sure, and it depends what we do in the league. But we'll touch on that more tomorrow, I'm sure.
Yeah, and we will go on about this tomorrow as well. But a quick thing on that. THFC Max is, as you said there, do you guys think the Carabao Cup final is the thing Jose's keeping his job? Is he going to get that time? That's the question.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
That's the question. He may not go that far. And you know what this ball's like, guys, but we'll keep that till tomorrow. We know what the ball's like, guys. And as Paul Paul Gregory says, one season if he get proper backing. We'll keep things like that we'll talk about tomorrow, guys. So the first half weren't great, Matt. We come out the second half, we make 2 subs at half time, Doherty and Bale, and we said, what's going on here? Tanganga going off, and I still haven't found out, Matt. Quickly, have you found anything about Tanganga? No, nothing's come out about Tanganga. So this, there's no injury. It may have. Someone said he may have picked up something, a little tweak in his thigh or his groin, something, but
Well,
I didn't
he
see
got
nothing.
hit. He got hit by the
Got
ball,
hit.
didn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, that
So
might
it
have
could have
hurt.
been.
I
It could
don't
have
know.
been a bit of pain. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got to give the benefit of doubt. We can't slaughter him at the minute about that until we find out what's gone on there. But bring on Doherty did not affect the game whatsoever. Bale on the other side. We'll get on to that in a minute. But second half kicked off, mate, and straight away in the first 5-6 minutes, they get a goal today, something like that, was it?
Yeah, 4 minutes
Yeah.
into the second half.
Yeah.
Game
Yeah.
over.
I mean, and match summary, 47th minute. You know what I mean? So a couple minutes into the second half, guys.
But no, it's actually it's probably like a minute
Yeah.
into the second half.
Yeah. Yeah. And Doherty gives the ball away
Yep.
on the halfway line. They literally go up and attack.
Sanchez and Dyer all over the place.
One of them should have come to the ball. They just kept backing off.
Yeah, didn't even put a tackle in.
Neither of them put a tackle in. And you should not let someone of Jesse Lingard's quality. I don't care what anyone says about this guy. This guy got quality in front of goal, 12 yards out, 13 yards, wherever he was. He's quality. He will score goals, and that's what happens. And you can't blame Loris for that goal. You have to look at Doherty, gave the ball away at halfway line, and Davinson Sanchez and Eric Dyer, who did not come to close down. They kept backing off, right? Instead of like Joe Roden, I'm telling you now, or Tanganga, will absolutely gone straight into that.
Oh, yeah.
Especially Roden. Yeah. We've seen Roden. He absolutely throws his body on the line for this club. That's a difference between a Dyer, Sanchez, and a Roden. So me personally went 2-0, but then we clicked into life. Bale got onto the ball more. And he's the one who actually was our best player, I think, in the second half. He made make things click in the second half. Every time he got the ball, something happened. I mean, and he was unlucky with his shot. That's the old Bale we know, isn't it, Matt? That shot was unbelievable.
What a goal it would have been.
With the bar, sorry. And then he bring on Dele Alli. What with?
Was it 15 minutes?
He gave Dele Alli 13 minutes.
Are you telling me?
You telling me that Dele Alli, that's enough time to come on and change a game? I don't care. We know what quality Dele Alli is, but at the minute, his confidence is shot. One game he's playing against Wolfsberger, then the next game is West Ham, and he's back on the bench. He's not going to gain no confidence out of things like this. You need to keep playing these sort of guys.
The problem you have with Mourinho as well. Sorry, mate, carry on.
I don't know. I just wanted to say before we go to you, Matt, but Bale and Ali, mate, they are class players. Yeah. They're no fucking mediocre players. These guys on their day, they are absolute class. Yeah. Before we go back to you, Matt, there's a couple of chats here, mate. Alexander say Tango went off because he got hit in the crowd. Yeah, I don't think that it may have been in pain. We don't know, but I think there's a bit more into that, Alexander. But thanks for your comment. Paul says if any match was only 45 minutes, we would have doing well this season. We can't pull off. Absolutely spot on, Paul. Literally, we always come alive in the second half. It's been Tottenham up for years, isn't it? It's the second half team. Alexander says Eric Dyer was a donkey playing a Lingard on the side. Yeah, you could probably say Sanchez as well. That's unfair to say Doherty didn't influence the game because he did massively for West Ham. Yeah, exactly. On that side of the fence, Paul, exactly. I agree with you there, mate. THFC Max says, Glenn Hoddle on Jose Mourinho, how can you sack someone? How can you sack someone who has got you to an FA to a cup final? It's ridiculous. He has earned the right with what he has done in his career to give more time. Alexander says Dele Alli bottled that shot at the end. Listen, Alexander, I can see where he's sort of coming from, but he's given 13 minutes.
Yeah,
it's a confidence. That's a confidence shot. It's just confidence. He's shot, and I literally I will stand by that. The Irish Hot
David. Yes, Dave.
Thanks for coming in, pal. David, if you want to come on quickly, the link's in there, mate. But if not, it's fine, pal. He doesn't fit in Jose's team with his flicks. He needs to learn to control and pass properly. Delhi gets before Delhi gets in his plans. David, I can see where you're coming from there, mate. And I've said it before about before Delhi come back and things with his ego and things like that. He needs to change that. Looks like they've had a meeting. They've looked at put their difference aside. Looks like he's got rid of that ego a bit, and looks like he's come back against Wolfsburg. We saw a bit of a different alley there. But if he's not giving game time properly, David, I just really do believe he's shooting confidence, mate. But I can see where you're coming from, though, David.
I think for me, though, that's part of his game as well. Like, that's the Dele Alli we sort of know and love.
He's got a swagger, Matt, isn't it? He's got like a swagger
the
about him.
flicks and the tricks. Like, that's what gets some people to watch football. You look at someone like Ronaldinho and players like that. They all did that back in the day.
Yeah. THFC Max says on Ndombele have put a story in Instagram showing Gio back in training. Yeah, desperately. That's the one we missed. We missed creativity massively. Creativity in that team yesterday, and not only yesterday, over this season, the creativity in the team is zero. Seriously, Ndombele is a great ball carrier, but we need someone who's going to create in and around that box as well. Like, we miss Christian Eriksen with his sort of creativity, but it went a bit sour. Just seen it there.
I've just seen it, yeah.
And THSC Max says at the Irish Hotspur, I agree. Alexander says if it's Delhi, Ali's competence, he should earn it, not be given the start.
But I'd say he did earn it. Yeah. You know, in the Wolfsburger game, him and Bale literally turned the tie on its head.
So to me, Alexander, does Davinson Sanchez and Dyer deserve to be playing week in, week out with their absolutely fucking ridiculous performances? Now answer that question. I mean, so why they've been given the right to play every week and not someone like Dele Alli? Because people say, oh, he's got an arrogant problem, he's got an ego problem.
Well, it looks like Davinson Sanchez have an arrogant problem to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And an
so
ego.
You can't just pick on Dele Alli all the time. We know, we're not stupid, me and Matt. We know he's got an ego about him. But that's how Dele Alli is. That's Dele Alli. He's got a swagger about him. And that's how he plays. And sometimes doesn't need an arm around the shoulder. And we know that Jose Mourinho's not the man to put arm around shoulders. And he wants people to work hard. But you're telling me Davinson Sanchez and Dyer deserves to play in this team week in, week out. You know what I mean? Be starting, but we don't have enough squad depth. Yes, we have, Alexander. We have got Tanganga and Roden. Why can't we play them till the end of the season, or play Toby and Roden till the end of the season?
Toby and Roden or Tanganga and Roden. There's 4 centre backs there.
Don't give me that. We have got enough depth there, but it's not good enough. That's the problem. Matt, was you on something before? Was you about to talk something about before I went into the comments?
I can't even remember, mate.
So guys, bring in the comments still, guys. I'm loving the comments in there, guys. We're having a good little talk about this. It's getting off our chest.
Need this today,
smash the like, smash the subscribe button. If you already haven't, guys, share this video out, guys. But seriously, we do appreciate everyone who comes on and supports this channel. Seriously, it's absolutely fantastic. So Moore got the goal. That's all I think Moore that did yesterday. At least he got a goal. Then we had that deflected some sort of shot, hit the post, and I thought that was going in. But apart from that, we huffed and puffed at the end, and we didn't, and we lost 2-1. So to me, Matt, overall, do we deserve a point for that second half performance, or do you say no way? West Ham defended well; they deserved their 2-1 win. So, guys in the chat, do we deserve a point for that second half performance, or do you think West Ham defended well? They deserve their 2-1. Matt,
I think we deserved at least a point yesterday. You know, I look at the stats, which everyone goes on about normally. West Ham had 31% possession overall. We had 69%. They had 4 shots. Overall, we had 20. They had 4 on target. We had 4 on target. We had more corners, and they conceded more fouls. And yet we had John from West Ham sort of TV say that he thought Mourinho's tactics were pretty dirty. I mean, in terms of fouls, West Ham had more. So the Mourinho tactic there doesn't really make sense.
in between a guy.
Yeah. I think West Ham knew they were hanging on. I think, we're lucky to get out of there with 2-1. if Tottenham don't make silly mistakes at the back and had a solid defence like West Ham had yesterday with a solid back four, I believe we go and win that game yesterday. Easy.
Yeah.
They weren't that good yesterday.
No. We with our mistakes, we played them into their game, mate. And that's the thing. It was our mistakes. I don't care when anyone says Loris was at fault for the first goal. I don't care when anyone says. Everyone says, "Oh, there's a foul." No, it wasn't. That was just strength. That was just brute strength. That was. You know what I mean? He bounced off him. You know, he bounced. You couldn't say it was a foul.
Yeah.
I mean, it could have been like that. But to me personally, because I was a defender, that's how I was like.
Yeah.
Strength.
I've got a question for you.
Go on, mate.
And the viewers.
Go on, mate. Yeah, go on. Throw it out there, mate. Throw it out there.
Not this season. Tottenham haven't really been outplayed by any specific team, have they really? It's more that we let other teams score with silly defensive errors. I mean, if you could, maybe the exception of Man City, but we made 3 stupid errors in that game. But, I mean, I can't really think of a game where we've been absolutely, like, battered, like, just like, and you hold your hands up and go, they were better on the day. Do you know what I mean? Like against Liverpool, defensive errors. Even at Anfield, we should have won that. City, we obviously won 2-0, and at the Etihad, we were 1-0 down, and then but that was because of another defensive error. But I can't think of a team that have sort of battered us without us making silly mistakes. We shoot ourselves in the foot. That's what I'm trying to get across. But I can't think of many.
So you're basically saying, Matt, if we had a better defence this season, they strengthened properly with what Jose wanted, with the defenders he wanted, we would have had a better season.
I believe,
and I think personally on that question,
I think we'd be top of the league. I think we'd be top of the league.
Seriously. So defensively, seriously, mate, I totally agree with you, mate. Here we go, Alexander, mate. Before we get on to the last couple of questions, if we start Tanganga and Roden, we need someone to play right back. So that means Doherty or Aurier making mistakes. Roden should start, but he can't carry that defence by himself. That's why we should. Have Toby. Listen, I agree with Toby and Roden, what Bobby said earlier. But listen, Toby's legs, he's 31, 32 nearly, or maybe an older. His legs can't play every single game, mate. I can see where you're coming from. Your valid opinion, that's your opinion, mate. We totally respect it, but Toby can't play every game. He can't play game in, game out. And this is what I'm saying. Put the fresh youngsters in there who's hungry, Tanganga. It can't go any worse than what we've been got at this club. It really can't. And you're saying about Dyer playing like Aurier or Doggett. Right, Aurier has been quite decent for us this season. He ain't been given the credit, right? We know he's got mistakes in them, but every player's got mistakes in them. Right? I don't care what anyone says. Every player's got a mistake in them. People literally don't give Aurier credit this season. I feel comfortable when we've got Aurier right back, then Doherty. I mean, but Aurier's not available at the minute. But we had Aurier available yesterday. I would have went with Tanganga and Roden, and I'd be more than happy.
Yeah.
Would you have a defence of Aurier, Tanganga, Roden, and Serge?
Yes.
To me, that sounds better on paper going forwards.
Yeah.
Me
Put it this
personally,
way, if I saw it in a lineup, I wouldn't go no, like that, like I did yesterday.
Exactly. It's a fresh idea from Jose. It's something that these Jose fans out, these Jose flipping fans, these Jose out fans, they can say, do you know what? I'm not a fan on Jose, but at least he's trying something new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So Jose's not helping himself at the minute with his rain. So I can see where it's but he doesn't have the legs. Yes, absolutely, Alexander. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So Paul, if you say we deserve a point, then that means all the teams we beat playing low block deserves a point against us. I can see where you're coming from, Paul. But I just on that performance yesterday, mate. I just thought we did play well in that second half. We come out with a bit more purpose. Gareth Bale did spark us into life. We had a bit more urgency about us. We got at West Ham more. I think overall in that second half performance, the way we hammered their thing and the goals, we had shots on goal and all that. We weren't clinical enough, but we were clinical. I think we would have at least got a point. But
Yeah.
I can see
But
where you're
no,
coming from.
but we always shoot ourselves in the foot. We always say defensive error or individual error. It's never, they scored an absolute worldie. It's always Dyer hasn't jumped for the header
Yeah,
or he's lost
exactly.
his marker. And that
When
is the
when was the last
problem.
time? When was the last time there was a worldie against? That's Lanzini's goal against. Was it? That must have been the last like
Yeah,
worldie.
but,
That
but, the,
say
but the
you hold
two
your hands
goals,
up and say, "Do you know
yeah,
what?
but the
Can't
two
blame
goals
no one. That
before
was a
that,
worldie." You know what I
the
mean?
two
Yeah,
goals, the two goals in that game were defensive errors again.
yeah.
So it
And
would have been, yeah,
who's majority at mistake for them is Dyer and Sanchez. And that's
the
I'm
two
telling you now.
clowns at
Listen,
the back.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. It's Swaggers. Swaggers, thanks for coming back in, mate. Absolutely fantastic. I think you're a West Ham fan. You keep saying come on your lines, or are you another fan? Let us know who you support, Swaggers. But thanks for
yeah.
coming in. Spurs 95.01. Thanks for coming in again, mate.
Cheers,
Absolutely
mate.
a pleasure. We appreciate you coming onto the chat. 100% right about the defence. Yes. I'm glad you actually agree with us on that. Everyone's got their own opinion. We respect everyone's opinion because if everyone had the same opinion, it'd be boring. But no one's nothing to talk about. But as I said, going forward, it can't be no worse. We have too many of our defenders are prone to mistakes. Dyer, Sanchez, Aurier. Dyer, Sanchez, 100%. Aurier, yes, he has got mistakes in him, but
He's
to
improved,
me,
though.
I feel
He's
he's
improved.
improved this season, and I feel a bit more safety at right than Dyer and Sanchez. That's all I say about that one, mate. Matt says, I agree with Matt. We didn't get battered, but we surely deserve to lose all those matches. Against that games like Liverpool away, that's just what. Okay, against Liverpool home, yeah, they deserved everything. But Liverpool away, we didn't deserve. I think that was just unlucky. Yet again, we weren't clinical enough, and that's where it comes back to. We weren't clinical. Great channel, love it. Thank you very much, pal. Absolutely a pleasure. Thank you. And agree, Aurier has improved. Yes, yeah, Aurier has improved. He really has. I think, as what me and Matt we've talked about on other shows we do, that we think Doherty when he's coming in the summer has kicked Aurier up the arse and saying, do you know what, I've got to improve. I have to improve here. And I think that's gave Aurier a bit of a spark now. We've seen a complete different Aurier this season.
Yeah.
Okay, defensive wise, mistake wise, he does. It's against Leicester, that penalty, you know what I mean? Things like that. That comes to my mind again. You know what I mean? Things like that, that's still in him. He's prone to. But has he proved like assist wise and going forward wise and things like I think he has.
Yeah. Scored a couple of goals.
And defensively, I think he's improved defensively quite good as well.
Yeah.
So over Doherty all day long, me, Doherty.
The thing I'm worried
was
about.
quiet versus West Ham. Yeah, I think first half he got up and down. I think he was all right. Second half he faded out a bit. And it wasn't his thing. But you've got to he's just come back from injury. So that's what I'm saying. Was it the right time to bring Regularly to come back from injury in that game? When you know it to be high tense, high press all the time. Maybe against someone like a Wolfsberger, and maybe or against a Burnley or things like that. But we can't get on Reguilon because he's been fantastic for us this year. So Matt, so the game's ended 2-1. We've lost. So which players stood out for you, mate? Just we'll just wrap it over quickly, guys in the chat as well. Which players stood out for you in that game? Go on, Matt.
Probably for 3 players, maybe overall. I'd say 4. I mean, Tanganga didn't have a bad game. I felt a bit bad for him. You know, he's obviously whatever happened, why he got subbed, we don't know. But he was pretty solid again yesterday. Wasn't too bad. He's only young. He'll learn. Lamela had a great first half. He was probably our man of the match in that first half. You know, that run he did was phenomenal to put Harry Kane through. I mean, yeah. And he got on the ball a lot. He doesn't take 4 or 5 touches. He normally tries to move it quick if he can, if he's in the mood. He had a couple of shots, didn't he? That one went on target. I mean, put it this way, he did more than Son yesterday. Lucas Moura, you know, he got his goal. You can't deny him that. It was a great run round the post and to get round Cresswell. He looked lively. I mean, at times, especially when we were chasing the game, he was driving at their defence like he could get through it rather than just sort of running into loads of players. But again, he misses too many chances. I think it's Gareth Bale for me. I think he came on, completely changed that second half. he went from the left wing to the right wing. He almost had, I'd say, like a free roll where he could drift in and out of spaces.
The Messi.
Yeah, no, Lamela was good yesterday until he got that yellow card, which made him get subbed. He needs to stop doing that as much because Mourinho will sub him a lot more the more yellow cards he gets, because he knows he's a walking card machine, that bloke. But I do like his passion, and he does love a derby, so he kind of gets it. But I thought Gareth Bale for me yesterday came on. The pace was there. He was attacking their fullback, and they brought on their youngster. I can't remember, is it Johnson? And he's supposed to be quite quick. And Bale literally breezed past him at times. Should have scored, hit the bar. Very unlucky. He drove into the heart of the West Ham defence, had a shot within the first couple of minutes. It was on target. I think you could see by his reaction, he was like, I didn't quite get enough on it. And, he was sort of like, I could have maybe done better. He just looked class on the ball. Like, he switched the ball quicker. He had touches of brilliance. He's got I think it is time for a massive run for Gareth Bale towards the end of the season to go into this team. I can't see why not. I'm going to go Gareth Bale as my main man yesterday.
Right, absolutely fantastic comments there. Cheers. Nice one, Matt. Spurs 95 says, do you think Davis is a good left? No. Not a chance. No, get him out in the summer. He goes. Sorry about that, pal, but nah, he goes. 3 players for me: Bale, and Bale. Yeah, brilliant comment. Paul says Bale was head and shoulders above everyone in the second half. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, absolutely. THFC Max says Bale, Lucas, and Eric Lamessi was the players who impressed me yesterday. Bale 100%. Lucas, huffs and puffs for me. Okay, he got the goal.
Yeah.
Fair play to him. He huffs and puffs for me. Eric, as you say, Eric Lamessi. I won't call him Lamessi, mate. He's miles away from that player. To me personally, he's not a bad player. He done all right yesterday. But it's another player who just literally, he does work hard. He's got the passion for the thing. But that's all he's got, guys. He's got no end product most of the time.
For me, I'd rather see Bale play instead of Lamela. That's my
exactly. At least
view.
Bale, he brings a bit of creativity. It brings a bit more attacking threat, where Eric just runs around in a circle and gets in people's faces. It's a bit of that's what you get out of Eric. And sometimes he will go on one of his darting runs, and people say, wow. And people just think of that darting run and think he's like the best player in the world. With Eric, he's been here 8 years. And I don't think he's improved one bit. I really don't.
I think it's 16 goals in about 100 and something appearances. That's not good enough.
There's a clause in his contract that if he scored over 20 goals, we got to pay Roma some more money. And that just says it all, mate.
They're still waiting.
They're still waiting for him to score 20 goals in 8 years. And he's meant to be an attacking player, meant to be this one. His best players come from Roma. He's fouled in my eyes, mate. I don't think he's good enough for this football club. That's another one in my eyes. Don't get me wrong, he's got passion for the club. He'll run thing, but that's all he's got. He doesn't get paid to. He gets paid to create. He gets paid to score goals and things like that. He's a forward-thinking player. Me personally, Dilemma played well, but always gets booked, so it's a risk. Yes, exactly. That's what he does. He's an arse, isn't it? He's one of them. Gets in people's faces and mixes. And I mean, me personally, I'd rather him getting up the other end of the field, trying to create something and scoring goals for us and things like that. And he doesn't do that enough for me personally. In the last 7 years, Lem has 18 goals, and that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's shocking. Bergwijn at right back. No, that's another player. Bergwijn. He hasn't hit the heights of what we thought. Nowhere at right back. He gets paid to. He's another forward-thinking player, and we don't get enough out of him. 16 goals in 8 years, exactly. It's a flipping joke. But going on, what you're saying about Son at the minute. Son at the minute in the last 8 Premier League games, guys, he's got 1 goal. Yeah, and he's got zero open play assist.
Yep.
He's only had 5 big chances in 8 games. And he's had only 8 shots on target in 8 games, guys. And he's on poor form, Son, at the minute. But as another player, he's got a lot of credit in the bank. That's the thing I'll say with Son. But as we said, as what me and Matt was talking behind the scenes before we come live on air, we go game by game. And if they have poor games, we will call whoever out. If it's Kane, Son, we will call him out because you can't say, oh, yeah, but he's had a great season. But no, it's on yesterday's thing. So my standout player yesterday was Bale yesterday. Tanganga, I thought he had quite a decent first half. I thought as well. Region, I thought he had quite a decent first half as well. But overall, I just think, I think Bale he turned it for us yesterday, and it was a lot for him just to do something on his own. You know what I mean? He couldn't do it on his own. We'll go on to the player ratings. Spurs, do you think we should have tried Vinny yesterday? Do you know what? This is not a Jose signing, mate. I really
would have
don't.
liked to have seen him come on. Maybe.
I'd like to see him come on, but this goes to show Jose's got zero confidence in him, mate. He doesn't think he's good enough to come on.
But the amount of times we were getting balls into the box, that looked like the plan.
Exactly,
so I'm just thinking he's good at that.
In that first half, Region was putting them balls after balls in the box. There was no one in there half the time. And when Kane put that ball across goal in the second half, where that was good defending, but I still say Vinicius will have been there with a good poacher's goal. And that's what Vinicius is.
That's what he's there for. Yeah, he's good at that.
He's a goal poacher. He's a good fox in the box, Vinicius. That's what you'll get from Vinicius. And he brings us something else.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. He brings us something else. He's a more box player. He's more like a Gary Lineker sort of type player. I would say Vinicius. Alexander says bring back Marcus Edwards. We didn't really see much of him, so I really can't say much on him. But I can see him. I've seen glimpses. I can see where he's coming from, Alexander. So guys, keep the comments coming, guys. Thanks for everyone who's joined the chat so far. It's been absolutely fantastic, guys. So we are going to go now, guys. We're going to go on to the player ratings now, guys. Matt has gave me his. We'll be all day if we had player ratings. As I've always say, Matt, you can just call the player ratings. So guys, get involved in the comments. Give us your player ratings for each player, and I'll read it out on the screen for you guys. Thanks for your support so far, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe if you already haven't. And the first player we'll come to, Matt, is Hugo Lloris. You gave him a 4, mate. Why did you give him a 4?
It's just this whole month. I think he's just been pretty terrible, hasn't he? Looks like he's fallen off the wagon completely. Back to the old mistakes, Hugo. Whether the PSG talk's playing on his mind, I don't know. But I've got to the point where I've just had enough of his mistakes. Him not controlling the box, him not coming out for corners, and dominating his box. Because obviously, if you've got defenders like Davinson Sanchez and Eric Dyer, you need a goalkeeper that's going to take command. He's supposed to be our captain. And I think with their first goal, I think he parried it straight to Antonio rather than try and get it out wide. I've just had enough of Hugo Lloris. I really have.
So it's a 4 for Hugo Lloris, and I'll quickly just march onto that, mate. I wouldn't give him no more than a 4. I think he was at fault for the first goal. I don't care what anyone says. Another parry out. Very weak again. He doesn't look himself at the minute. To me personally, should be looking to move on in the summer, looking for a replacement or even someone real challenging, not just a second-rate backup. I mean, a proper goal, isn't it? Real push, Lloris, and that may bring the best out of Lloris again. Do you know what I mean? Like we did with Aurier. You know what I mean? Things like that. So we could go down that route, but I definitely look for someone definitely in the summer. And Tanganga, next one, guys. Max gave a 6.
Just feel sorry for him, mate. I think
was that a bit high for a guy who only played one half, or did you thought he really had a good half? And
no, I mean, I thought
he was a bit baffled of what happened at half time. And
I think we were all baffled what happened at half time. There's no coincidence that when you take someone like Tanganga off, who's better at the moment than Doherty, that's what happens. Tanganga doesn't get caught on the ball. He wouldn't get caught that high up the pitch as well. I mean, Doherty looked like he was playing in midfield half the time. I do like him. I think he's a youngster. I like what I saw of him when Mourinho brought him in at centre back last year. I don't really want to. Yeah, I like Tanganga. Maybe it's a little bit biased, but I didn't think he did much wrong. It didn't really get down his side much. It was more on the other side and sort of through the middle. And even when they got a cross in, if you've got, like I say, defenders like Sanchez and Dyer, then there's going to be headed goals all over the place. Doesn't matter who you've got, a right back or left back. Even if we had the best right back and left back in the world, mate, it wouldn't make a difference for those two in the middle. It just wouldn't. So I like Tanganga. I think he's the future, and and he took it in the plums for us as well. So it's commitment to the badge for me.
Yeah, absolutely, Matt. Before we continue anymore, Paul says Hugo 4, Reg 6, and Dyer 2, Sanchez -16, all midfield 6, Kane 6, some 4, Mora 6. Cheers, Paul. You're an absolute star in the comments. You do actually make us laugh and tell you it's brilliant. He says Bale 6,000. It's unbelievable, this Paul. He's brilliant, absolutely. THFC Max says I felt the pain too when Tanganga got. Yeah. That was a proper. That was.
But for me, that's commitment to the badge because he took it there. Yeah. I couldn't see Dyer or Sanchez doing that. They'd probably just stand, not even attempt to challenge. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. So the next one, guys, we go on. So Max gave Tanganga a 6. I'll quickly go on to that one. Yeah.
It's between 5 and 6.
No more than 6 and no less than a 5. I think he had quite a steady first half. Not much going forward really, but defensively, I think he was quite sound, like what he was against City. So yeah, I think he's. But still say he's a centre back. We'll go on to Eric Dyer now. Eric Dyer, Matt, you gave him a 3. Why'd you give him a 3?
Probably should have given him lower considering Paul's ratings. I don't know. I don't know what to say about Dyer anymore. He's been here too long. He doesn't look like he cares. They never interview him after games. He just looks disinterested. He's not a centre back. I don't really know what he is. He just wasn't great yesterday. He's supposed to be this commanding centre back that Mourinho loves, but I just don't see it, mate. I think he's crap.
Yeah. I totally agree there, pal. Fucking Dyer was not only this game, mate. It's Jose's pet. That's the thing, mate. Because he can speak Portuguese, things like that, and just like
that can't be a reason why he goes in the team because he can speak Portuguese.
Jose wanted him at United, and we knew what was coming. Dyer was going to play regularly under Mourinho here. It hasn't worked out, and it's the sort of player that I'll be looking to move on. Not even a squad player. I don't think he's a good squad player either.
Just get out.
So I agree. Yeah, 3. Deserved a 3 yesterday. Sanchez, we'll go with Sanchez, and then we'll get into the comments. Go on, mate. Gave him a 3 as well.
Yeah, I think I'll change that and put him to a 2, to be honest. So because if we're saying Dyer was a little bit better yesterday, and then Sanchez was clearly worse. I'm more sick and tired of him. He's just terrible. 45 million we spent on this guy, and he's just rubbish. He can't. Yeah. He doesn't even look quick. He can't tackle. He doesn't make blocks. Yeah. He can't even mark. Honestly, mate, it's Sunday League defending. That's what I'd call it. I've seen better Sunday League defences than ours at the moment.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's just abysmal, mate. I've just had enough of Davinson Sanchez and Eric Dyer. So yeah, I'll give Sanchez a 2. He was out of position yesterday. He can't play the offside trap. He's just a shocking defender.
Yeah, I totally agree with your scoreline. Now, I'll probably go moving lower. Me personally, as we got Bobby Singh. Bobby,
Yes,
how's it going, pal?
I'm all right, mate. How are you? Hi, Matt.
How's it going,
Yeah,
Bob?
we're
You okay?
right.
Yeah. Hold on, can you hear me, all right, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you
There you
perfect,
go.
mate.
I've seen a bit. I've got 4 kids to deal with, mate. So they didn't get any of my attention yesterday because of the mash, and then I was moping around for the rest of the day. So I've just been spending a bit of time with them. So apologies, couldn't get in on any earlier.
No, not a problem, mate. I've got kids as well. You know, so I'm trying to juggle this and
you can share
trying to
my
keep
pain.
them occupied. So, Bobby, before we do that, mate, there's a couple of comments here. I just want to run through, mate. We've got the Beloved Hotspur. That's our turn beach. He's changed his channel name to Beloved Hotspur. How's it going, Adam? Thank you for joining in again, mate. We've got bringing Nick Pope. You might think I'm crazy, but
I'd agree with that.
And laugh out loud. And Milinkovic, Nick, we've been raving about Pope for a while now. Beloved Hotspur, now I rate Nick Pope should be starting for England. Makes world-class saves versus teams like Liverpool. Downturn beat says, hi Simon and Matt, keep up the good work. Thanks. Nice one, Wayne. HFC Max said, imagine if Jose keeps starting Sanchez and Dyer and Winks. That's meant to say, yeah. Bobby, you probably heard what we were saying earlier.
I have. Yeah. A couple of things, Matt. I think you were saying mention about Son losing a bit of form recently. I think there's no coincidence, mate. That's come while we've put the contract talks to one side. I think he's obviously had something on his mind. We've put that on hold, and since then he's not been the same player. And obviously Kane being out has probably affected his confidence. Lloris, I think as well, his performance seemed to have dipped since Potter's gone to PSG. So I think his mind is elsewhere. So
it was like his father figure, wasn't it? It was like his father figure.
Yeah,
Lloris
that's it. Yeah,
was like his son, wasn't it? That's what
they were proper close, weren't they? So I don't think there's any coincidences there. I just think it goes hand in hand. I think regardless of Lloris's performance, I think he's never been that commanding goalkeeper that we've always needed. You know, so I think he needs to move on. And like I say, Pope, mate, you know, he'll be a brilliant buy. He's vocal. Yesterday, with that first goal, you know, if Lloris had a bit more vocalism
he'd come
about
and get it, wouldn't he?
Exactly, mate.
I think Pope would jump into him and get it. Yeah.
But it still bugs me, the audacity of Dyer to turn round to Tanganga and shout at him after that goal. You know, he's a young upcoming.
I just want him out, mate. I've had enough. Like, you can't ever go. How dare he ever go at a kid who's probably much better than him as he'll be ever at centre back? How dare he?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's unfortunate that Jose. Yeah, sorry, mate. Go on.
Me and Matt, you probably heard us as well at the start. I've been hearing other fans about that Dyer and Sanchez and things like that, and with it, in the comments as well, people saying about Ali's got to earn a right to play and things like that. So, and I said, I went back at that guy and I said, so why does Davidson, Sanchez and Dyer keep playing? And they've got to deserve to. I mean, these players are playing poor. I think Ali, I think he had a good game against Wolfsberger. I think we saw a difference against Wolfsburg. We know it wasn't a great team to play against. Surely, you're not going to get no competence by sitting on that bench week in, week out, Bobby.
Go on.
Go on.
I think with Dyer, mate, I think we can't underestimate how stubborn and proud Jose is. It's been well documented what he thought of Dyer. He was after him at Man United, and he's always bigged him up. Even in the documentary, you can see how highly. So dropping Dyer from the team permanently or for a long period of time, I know he's been dropped for a couple of games recently, it will make Jose look like he's basically got it wrong. Hence the reason why I think he'll stick with him. Plus the fact is he could speak Portuguese, so there is a bit of affinity there. The reason why he's playing Sanchez is Sanchez has something that none of our other defenders have got, and that's pace. You look at Rodon, you look at Tanganga. Tanganga, sorry, has got pace, but he'll always play right back again. Again, coming back to Jose's stubbornness, the fact he's gone on record to say I see Tanganga as a right back or a full back means that he will never play in the centre of defence under Jose, because it will again be proved wrong. So unfortunately, we are stuck with Dier. I know what you said, Matt, when I suggested Toby and Rodon. I think the experience that Rodon can get just by playing alongside Toby can be invaluable going forward. But I agree with you as well, matey, that Toby can't play every game. Flixton starts maybe 2 games and have a break. Rodon needs to be a permanent fixture, because I think, like I say, he needs that experience. I think next season there will be changes in defence. Very unlikely we'll get 2 centre backs in the summer. We might do, we might not, but it's very unlikely. We'll probably go for 1 big defender. And personally, if that defender has got experience, he should play alongside Rodon going forward if we are looking to the future. But I've got a funny feeling, regardless of who he buys, mate, and if Jose's still there and Dier's still there, it'll be Dier plus another, whoever we buy in the summer. But unless, while Jose's there, my feelings, both of you guys, my feelings are towards Jose. I'm not one of those who'd like to shout Jose out and not give an opinion about it, or back it up with an argument or my own personal beliefs, because it seems to be fashionable just to shout Jose out without giving an opinion. I like to back it up, as right or wrong it might be. At least I've got some guys. So yeah. So regardless of Jose being in and out, if he is in, mate, we're stuck with Dier for the 4. Jose is still holding on to having someone more experienced and a better defender playing alongside Dier, unfortunately. But I think we can all see Dier just doesn't have it in him, mate. He just is not that. I'll put Dunk over Dier any day.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yeah. We always talk about Dunk on it as seriously what a fantastic defender.
Yeah, exactly.
But
he doesn't have much pace, does he? He doesn't have loads of pace, but he works with it.
No.
That's
exactly. Mate, you look yesterday, Dawson. How much pace has he got?
Yeah.
He played like Maldini.
Yeah.
So
as we said there, Bobby,
I don't think Rodon's a slow player. I don't think Rodon's going to be that slow of a player. He's quite young. And to be honest, I don't even see Sanchez use his pace. He's useless. Absolutely useless. And I think with you, Bobby, I'm on the fence at the moment on what is best. I think Simon's in sort of agreement with me. I've wanted Jose to do well, but I'm really am stuck on the fence of where to go with this, because I think the arrogance of it, if you're gonna stick with Dier and Sanchez, and in life sometimes you've got to own your mistakes and you learn from them. But it seems like at the moment his arrogancy is just coming out like it was at Manchester United.
Yeah. And Matt, he had a bit of time out, mate, as well. He sat in the Sky Sports studio a couple of times saying, I've reflected and I know I've done a couple of things that were bad and I've learned from them. I can't see any change, in his persona, in his personality, the way he's thrown a couple of our players under the bus. Nothing's changed from. If anything, it's worse. If you're looking at statistic wise, it's the lowest point of totals he's had in these number of games in comparison to all the other clubs he's been to. This is officially his worst ever points accumulation with these number of games.
Well, he's got less points than one day Ramos, and he was.
That's shocking. It, mate. Yeah. Well, there you go.
So, guys, we've got a comment here. Paul says, "Spot on, Bobby. At elite level sport, your mind has 100% on the game. Even at 98%, you won't be the same. You won't be the same player." Yeah. Alexander Hilton says, "Just get Ramos."
Yeah, that's not going to happen. No.
No. Do you think we're giving Jose a bit more of a benefit of a doubt because of his past CV? Yes. As
Good question. Yeah.
When I'll go back to what we said about Jose and things like that. We don't know where I am going with Matt Limit because when Jose come in, I thought yes, someone with a big
Yeah.
CV. We've been starving
Yeah.
of success for so much years now, 13 years without a trophy. This could be the guy who eventually ends all that and maybe bring us one big trophy, maybe the league or Europa League or something like that. And to me, I went on his CV, always big up his CV. But guys, he's won this. He's doing poor, but come on, guys, he knows how to win games. And he's still a top elite manager in his own eyes, in his own with his CV and things like that. But as you said, Bobby, he's been out of the game for a while, and I think he's fallen behind these other managers now. I think his tactics and things like that it's old school, and it's old style tactics and things like that. And I don't think he's moved forward, has he?
No, I think Tranny's right. Tammy, whoever it was, the fact that it's got so much. Tammy, that's it. The fact that it's got so much on his CV. I'll ask you the question, both of you the question, because I know you're still on the fence, Matt and side. But if you hadn't got that CV, if the CV was not 25 trophies, say 5 trophies, would you still be on the fence?
No, I think it'd be gone. I think it'd be
That's
gone,
it, mate. That's it.
I think it would be gone. Yeah.
That's it. So
it's like, do you know what, Bobby? Because we know what he's done. That's the point with me at the minute.
That's it.
When he first come in, I know what he's done. I know what he can bring. He can bring big players to the club as well because he's a big name in the game. But to me, mate, I just think he's gone sour. I really do, mate.
Yeah.
I think it's gone sour. I think to me, people say I'm wrong, but I think it's my opinion. I think he's losing the dressing room.
Yeah.
I think it's divided. That dressing room's divided. But Kane has to come out and say he's backing Jose still. Because Kane's the big star. He's the big star club. He can't be seen saying I don't back Mourinho more. I think in my head, in Kane's head, I don't think he's backing Mourinho 100%. Me personally.
And Harry's a sort of player who'll play for us regardless.
Yeah,
he'll play because he's playing for his boyhood club. He's Spurs through and through. He's professional. He's got confidence. I don't think he ever looks at who's sitting on the hot seat, who's a manager. He just wants to play and want to make Tottenham the best team possible. So, he has had to back him in. But I think his performance. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, look at the way Jose's transformed Harry." I wouldn't be surprised, matey, if 70% of that isn't Harry's own doing. And Jose's like, oh right, okay, I'll notice.
I'll take the credit for this.
That's it. So I'm also a big believer, unfortunately, that Harry's going to go in the summer. So that's another thing, but that's a whole different conversation.
Wow.
Bobby. We're going to go back to player ratings. Are you sticking for player?
Yeah, I've got another 10 minutes, matey, if that's all right.
Yeah,
I'm on there. Yeah.
And also, because we got off the scale of what we were talking about.
Sorry about that. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, Bobby. No, seriously. We've got. I said we've got. I've got something coming up tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Dark times ahead. Who's to blame?
Mate. Cheers for that. I'll have to get the beers ready for that.
I'll send you a link.
Okay, mate.
Come on for it, mate. It'll be a good one.
Brilliant.
So, Matt, you gave Reggie on the 5. Why did you give Reggie on the 5, pal?
Well, I think it's his first time back. He's been out for 4 or 5 weeks, maybe a bit longer. I don't think he was terrible. Tried to get up and down the flank. I think they handled him quite well. I thought Soufal handled Son quite well with that left-hand side. But I don't think we attacked it enough. And then obviously we went a goal down and the heads drop. And but I'm not going to get on his back because I do think he's made a difference this season.
Yeah. Do you agree that, Bobby? A 5 for Region?
Yeah, I think, like Matt says, he's been out for a while, so he gave us as good as he could, really. But even that, even in his 5 rating, he still came across as a better player than Davis.
Yeah,
he gave us a lot more. Yeah, so it was a bit sad to see him quite clearly not being 100% fit, and maybe it was a bit of a risk, but we needed him, and I think second half had a lot to do with the way we progressed attacking wise. So 5 spot on, and I'm sure as the fitter he gets, the ratings will get because up until yesterday, there's been a number of games where he's been 8, 9, even 10 at some games. So 5 for a half fit Reguilon is pretty good for me.
Yeah, to me, guys, I'll give him a 5. I think he had quite a decent first half. I think he just blew out in the second half because of his fitness. His first game back, I don't think he should have started in a higher tense game like that yesterday. I think, okay, we're not confident on Davies playing there, but I think Davies should have just stuck there and bring on and gave Reguilon the Wolfsburger game on Wednesday, getting ready for Burnley at the weekend. But yeah, we'll give Reguilon a 5 there. On Dumbly, Matt, you gave him a 5. Why give him a 5, mate?
Sort of between 4 and 5 because it wasn't his best game, but I don't believe it is his fault. I felt like he didn't really receive the ball that much. He had Souček and Rice who were just relentless yesterday. But there were stages where he got the ball and he drove forward, but then there's just no one making any runs or any invention. And I'm just looking at him and what's he thinking at the moment? Bobby's saying it could be Kane. It could be this guy that goes. Because I'll tell you what, if I was his age, I wouldn't be sticking around for something like this. And there's teams like Real Madrid that could get him, Barcelona, City. I mean, what could he do in that sort of team? Scary to think, really is.
Yeah.
I think, guys, just going back on Kane there, as you said there, Bobby, you think Kane's the one he'll probably go if it don't go right. The only team who can afford him is City at the minute because Real Madrid and Barcelona got the money. But I tell you now, if City get him, boy, they'll be a flipping team.
Mate,
I'll tell you now,
everyone might as well just give up.
Yeah, they'll dominate. Literally.
Oh, mate, everyone just might as well give up. Yeah.
It weren't Tungi's great game. I would have gave him a 4 really personally. He wasn't great, but as I said, it wasn't his fault. Everything his fault yesterday, but he just didn't look at it yesterday, did he? He had couple of moments in the game. He grabbed hold of the ball. He's normally our ball carrier. But yesterday, Bobby, I said to Matt, we missed deep, I think. We missed some we missed creativity, and that's what we're missing all season. I don't think we've replaced like an Eriksen sort of type player who can feed balls in behind defences to things like that in tight gaps and things like that.
Yeah, I think with Tanguy yesterday, I think it was better second half because obviously we were attacking a bit more. I think in the first half, the fact that we were so lacklustre and we were basically letting West Ham come on to us. That's it. I think what you found yesterday, if you were playing the double pivot with Ndombele and Højbjerg in midfield, what we found, Højbjerg. What we're finding is Højbjerg's actually helping out the back two because they're so rubbish. That Tanguy's literally outnumbered. He's outnumbered against 2 quality midfielders. I mean, Souček has been a revelation, and Rice, as much as I hate him, he's a good player. Yeah. So I think that's a reason why he was so poor in the first half because he literally was outnumbered. Having said that, there's a couple of instances where he did get away from the midfielders. Second half, he was better. He played 90 minutes, which is always a good thing with Tanguy as well. So, but 4-5 is right. Totally down to his own doing, like you say. So I don't think it is, mate. But like I say, if we had to divide the halves up, 4 or 5 for the first half, and maybe a 6-7 for the second. But I think that goes for pretty much everyone. Doesn't it? Yeah.
Right. Next one, we go on to the general. Pierre, game of 5, Matt. It wasn't his best game again, but second half, he did better in the second half.
Yeah, I think I think Spurs is rubbing off on him, mate. At the moment, it's just like I think he's just thinking, what's he? At the beginning of the season, bar the Everton game, he was phenomenal, wasn't he? He was directing everyone. He was shouting. I think he's just sort of feels like, why am I doing this? None of you give a crap. Especially in defence. And I think, like Bobby says, Højbjerg literally got to go into that back 2 as well to help out. So he's almost playing defender, midfield role. When in the second half, he's got to go further up the pitch because we've got to get up there as well. So he's knackered. He's absolutely shattered. And it comes down to, there's no one else good enough to replace him. I mean, you're going to bring in Sissoko or Winks. I mean, they don't bring up trees, do they? Yeah, if it's me, I'd give him a complete rest on Wednesday night. I don't even want him coming on. We're 4-1 up. We should be able to see that game out easy. I just want him, even if he's left at home. I don't even want him maybe there. Maybe just I think that would be the play for me. He looks like he just needs a night at home, rest up, ready for Burnley on Sunday. Don't play him at all. He needs to have a rest, or he's going to burn out more.
Yeah, it's not going to happen, but you want Jose to turn around and say to Pierre, mate, don't think about football. Go home, like you say, spend time with the wife and kids. Just put your feet up, watch the game, and then pop back into training on Thursday or Friday, whenever it's going to be, or most likely Thursday. So, but Jose's not like. Well, he might do, mate. He did it with Harry earlier.
Well, apparently Harry asked him.
Season.
Harry asked him on
told him
Thursday. I'm not playing, mate. I can't. I don't want to risk it.
Too right.
Bobby, do you agree with the 5 what Max gave him?
Yeah, pretty much. It was interesting to see in the second half, or instead of Ndombele, it was actually Pierre who was actually threading through some really good balls, especially to Son down the right. Down the left. So I think again, like all our other players, 5-ish, 4-ish in the first half, second half 6 or 7. You know, he was trying with the rest of. But his passing, I think, is sometimes underestimated. You know, it's overlooked. You know, everyone sees him as a hardened midfielder who'll run through a brick wall for any manager. Never mind, not just Jose. He's the sort of player he is. But he's got so much technical ability, and his passing range, I think, is overlooked a bit. Bar Spurs fans, never mind anybody else. So it was good to see yesterday.
I agree with the 5. I don't think it was his best game. Second half, he got a bit better, as I said, because we actually went for the game yesterday, and he didn't have much to do in that second half because we was all on that front. We was always on that front.
Yeah.
And so Eric Lamela, a 7, Matt.
Yeah, I think alone for his first half, a half. I thought he was really good. He made that great run, slid Kane through, and normally Kane slots them at least on target. If not, he hits the back of the net. He picked up the ball well. He released it quick. He got on the ball as much as he could. He tracked back. I thought he was our better player in that first half. Anyway, just a shame he got that yellow card because I do think he would have stayed on, and that is the only problem I have with him.
Matt, can I just stop you there? Yeah, guys, in the comments, guys, this has got to be a fake account of mine. This is definitely not Premier Hotspur, guys, because I'm actually doing the show. This guy in the chat is a fake account of mine, guys. Do not read or apply to him. Block him, guys. This is not me. I am actually me. I'm here. I'm doing the show. Guy in the comments is a fake. So he's been undone. So do not.
See as a compliment, Si. Someone wants to be like you. Someone wants to be
you. Matt, you was just finishing off about Eric, mate.
Yeah, I have seen an improvement in him. I still don't think he's good enough, but I think for yesterday he did well. Just that yellow card. It's the only thing I'd say. He just gets too many of them.
Yeah.
Go on, Bobby.
Yeah, spot on, mate. It's such a shame that he got that yellow card because, like Matt said, he was easily our best player. That run he had while putting in Kane, what a run that was! That was absolutely fantastic. And it's I know what you're saying about the yellow cards, but I think that's part and parcel of the way he plays. You take that out of him, like we've always said about Ali. I think you're taking a bit of his aggression out of it, then you're taking half his game out of it. And for if he's got a 7 for the first half, like we've discussed, they've all improved in the second half. Second half, mate, he could have been right up there. Personally, I wouldn't have taken him off. I know there's that slight risk, but there's a risk in everything in football, and you'd like to think he's got a bit of IQ about him to actually know not to make a stupid challenge, but. It's Eric, isn't it? And,
I think he thought the referee was a bit trigger happy of his card.
Yeah, he was, mate. He was
drilling them out, wasn't he? He was just
3 by half time. But Eric Lamela's really come to the fore since the Everton game. Him and Lucas have. I know we'll get into Lucas in a bit, but I think he did well yesterday. It's just massive shame he got that yellow.
Yeah, just let me just touch on Eric. Bobby, I'm not one of his biggest fans, mate. He's been there
No,
for 8
okay.
years.
Yeah.
He's been there for 8 years. We've got a clause in the contract with Roma.
That's right. Yeah,
When
Roma.
he
Yeah,
hits 20 goals, we'll pay more money to Roma. It's
yeah,
been there 8 years. He scored 16
yeah,
goals. To
yeah.
me, he hasn't improved much as a player. He's injured too many times. Yes, we saw what he done yesterday. As cameos, he doesn't do it enough for me. He runs around in circles. He gets in people's faces. He mixes games up. Yes, Matt said he's got the passion for the shirt. I do not take that away from him. He has. He's the one he does. But we pay him to create, Bobby. We pay him to go forward. He doesn't score enough or create enough for the team. But yeah, as I said, we're only judging what we saw yesterday. And it was a shame that Jose did take him off, because he did have it was our best plan in the first half. But we don't see enough of this though, Bobby. That's what I keep saying. We don't get enough of this from and Heung-min Son.
No. Yeah, spot on.
Go on, Bobby. You're just about to finish off on Eric.
Yeah. Like I say, with Sonny, I agree with 4. If anything, I'd probably give him 4 or 5. That's purely, like we said earlier, due to his at his age, 27, 28, his next contract's going to be a massive contract. It's going to basically see out the rest of his career potentially. He's very close to his family, so obviously he wants to see that they're looked after as well. So his next contract is absolutely massive. Now, we don't know if it's his agent who's dilly-dallying, or if it's, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Levy and the board. But something's obviously not happened there, and it's been put to one side. It's going to play a part. It's going to play a part. It's going to play a part mentally, on you, and it's going to affect your performances. And would we have seen a different Son if he'd signed a contract, if everything was put in place? He's not smiling anymore. Biggest thing about Son is he smiles. He's always smiling. That smile's gone. Is that down to the contract? Is that down to Jose? Is it down to the tactics? Is it down to how he's feeling? Is it the fact that he's looking over his shoulder? There's been a lot of talk about Son leaving. We just don't know. But he's not right there. There's glimpses there, but with a world-class player, you're going to see glimpses regardless of how off he is. But something's not right. And like I say, again, his performances, I don't think are totally down to him. I think we've got to look at the bigger picture, unfortunately. But yeah, some 4 spot on. Should have nearly scored a fluky goal. Apart from that, linked up well with Bale and Kane second half, but there wasn't really much else, was there, mate?
Nah, go on, Matt. You gave him the 4, mate.
Yes, spot on, to be fair, Bobby. It could be the contract thing. I think it could be him that's personally off in the summer. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think Levy will let Kane go yet, but I think it could be someone like Son. His dad, we've seen it sort of in the documentary. He's quite a proud man. He wants the best for Son. I mean, are they all looking at it, him and his agent and his dad, going, well, we thought Tottenham was the place for you, but it's looking like it's really going downhill quick. I wouldn't be playing with a smile on my face in a team like that. It must be so annoying being Kane and Son playing in a team like that. You pull them out. We pull them out most of the time with goals, and we get away with it. Now then when they don't turn up, the team, that there's no one else that turns up with them. So I think he is unhappy. Whether it's the contract, it's a hell of a lot of mix of things. It's form of the team. It's Mourinho. We don't know what goes on with them two. We don't know what's going on, and we never will. And we're not to be a fly on the wall at the Tottenham training ground would be, or the dressing room would be lovely. But it's not looking good for Son. But
no,
let's hope he gets it back. And
class is permanent and all that, isn't it? So
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I said me with Son, absolutely spot on with both of you there. I just think this contract situation, he's not signing it, guys. He's going. I'm telling you now, I've been saying this for a week. It don't take this long to sign a contract. I don't care how big of a player he is. This has been going on now, Christmas time, isn't it? Or even before Christmas time. Rumbling and rumbling. It don't take that long to sign a contract. I don't care who you are. This guy, I think, he's seen what's going on. I think told his agent, look for somewhere else for me. I've had enough of this. And something's hiding behind ball. The club don't want to come out and say, obviously. So I think when Levy did come out the other day, said we may have to sell a big player in the summer, this could be the big player, I think, because Harry Kane's not going over, I don't think. Barring what happens, I think Son could be the one that could be going. And Juve's Juventus has apparently come in with a 90-odd million pound bid. So apparently, I don't know how true that is, but
I wouldn't hold it against Sonny if he went, mate.
No.
Well,
even Harry Kane, Bobby.
Yeah, that's it. I feel sometimes embarrassed at the fact we've got these two world-class players playing for my team that I love, because they deserve better. They deserve better. So Sonny or Harry going, it'd be gutting as it would. I wouldn't hold it against them.
Yeah.
And going back to earlier what you said about Man City, I think he'll go. I want to see him go abroad purely and simply because I don't want him to see him, scoring goals week in, work out. I don't think he'll get to the Greavesy record purely because I don't think he'll be at Spurs for long enough. But he'll definitely be breaking the Premier League record, and he likes records. I know he's always looking out for him,
Alan Shearer record, isn't he?
Alan Shearer. So, and because of that, I think he'll go to City. So, but hopefully that will give a bit of a cash in the kitty for us to go out and spend. We'll probably only get 10% of it, but hey ho.
Matt, you gave Kane a 4. It wasn't his best. It wasn't his best game, just was it?
I don't think he's looked quite the same since. I think he's been rushed back. Whatever. I don't know about this ankle injury. I'm not really sure. If he was fully fit, he wouldn't be saying to Mourinho on that last Thursday night, "I'm not chancing this," and I'm not. Yeah. He's obviously feeling something in that ankle. I'm worried if he takes another knock to that ankle, if it's going to be serious. He just looks off it to me. His finishing looked off yesterday. He normally buries 1 or 2 of them at least. I'm not one. If a player plays bad, I'll get onto him. I'm not one of these ones who just goes, "Oh, Doherty was rubbish. I'll give him like a 2." Or I'm honest. Maybe a 4's a little bit harsh, but I just think he didn't really do much yesterday. He normally drops deep and then plays Son in behind. But to be fair to him, there was no movement in behind him until someone like Bale came on, who really did open it up. Which is why I'm saying Bale's got to be in that team from now on. Get him if he's hitting that kind of form, and he almost scores an unbelievable goal on the half volley. I mean, he's got to be our best player in scenarios like that. If he gets the chance that Moura does on the edge of the box, I reckon he puts that on target, not skies it well over the bar. But Kane will come good again. But I don't think he's quite fit. I don't think he's 100% fit.
Right. Bobby, do you agree with Matt? Nice one for Matt for that thing, mate. Thank you.
I think Matt touched on it. Maybe it was a bit harsh. I probably would have given him a 5 or a 6, mate. I mean, what you had with Tanguy and Sonny, they were in the peripheral of the game, weren't they? They weren't really in the game. They were always on the out. With Kane, he was always involved. Shots off target. I personally think the cross that when Bale put him through in the second half, when he had Dele and Son waiting for him, I think the cross could have been a bit better as well. But he was always involved and he's always trying. But that's Kane for you. Throughout the quality let him down a bit yesterday, but that could be down to the fact that he's not 100%. But to say that it was probably as bad as Tanguy and Son is probably a bit harsh, matey. But
give him a 5.
I'd say 5, 6. Yeah. So.
But
at least, that's it. I don't blame you. I'd say he was always involved throughout the game, wasn't he? He was always there, whereas Sonny and Tanguy were missing for large parts of the game. So, and he's Harry. I don't want to upset him.
Simon, I do agree with Bobby, and I do think he's going to be going to City. I think Aguero's on his way out, and I think they'll be looking for a big striker to come in, and I do think it'll be him.
Levy ain't going to turn down 150, Si. If City come in, mate,
and they'll pay it.
They give them 150. Yeah, they'll pay it. Yeah, of course they will.
To me, guys, I've been looking at Harry Kane for a couple of seasons now, and me personally, yes, he's our best player. He's probably one of the best strikers in the world. But his injuries is not on his side. We'll always lose Harry Kane about 2 or 3 months a season, and I don't think us going forward we can't afford to lose a player like in that quality for 2 or 3 months. I think if the time comes around, the money's right. Hard it will lose Harry Kane because flipping hell, he's such a great player. To me, I'll let him go because you say to yourself, what's he now? 27.
Yeah,
28. Yeah,
27. 28. Yeah. He's probably hitting his peak now, and I think the money will probably right. If 100 million, 150 million comes in, I will take that for Harry Kane. It'll be hard to take losing Harry Kane, but we've got to look forward. We've got to look into the future.
Exactly.
Of we may get someone like, and then Daniel Levy in the board will say, do you know what, 150 million. The next manager, whoever's in charge, you're having that. Go and who do you want?
I don't trust them to spend it. I don't trust them to spend it. It would have to be a manager.
No, that's what. But this is where as the clubs has to do what they have to do going forwards. I think someone like a Haaland. Someone like a Haaland will be a great choice.
Awesome, but we won't get
it. We won't get him. It's too good for. I mean, I just hope if we do get the money, we don't go down the Bale route where we're buying 7 average players. You know, I'd rather. I'd rather us go out with that money and buy 3 class players, 2 class players, rather than go out and get 7 average players. So you know, with the 150 plus a bit of kitty, you know, even if it's another 50 on top of that, 200 million. You know that. If there's no reason why we can't get a centre back, 2 centre backs, a midfielder, that's it. A new defence, mate.
But maybe going forward, then going forward, if you're going to go down that route, and maybe another manager like someone like as we keep saying, like a Nagelsmann, something around that, maybe come with fresh ideas, probably another project going forward, maybe freshen things up around Tottenham. Maybe if you do sell Kane and a massive bid comes in for Son, would you sell both? And then inject it back into the squad and have new things going on.
Losing both at the same time is going to be a biggie.
A biggie,
But again, all very well getting the money, but who do you trust? Like Matt said, who do you trust to spend that money? I don't know what you guys think. You know, this might be a conversation for tomorrow. You know, we might be going off ball, but me and Josh were talking yesterday. I don't know what you guys think about Nuno at Wolves.
Do you know what? I'll quickly go in there, mate. Nuno was around when before Jose come, when Pochettino was going a bit sour under Pochettino, and everyone's writing about Nuno and all that. And I did say to people, listen, it'll go a bit sour at Wolves and things. I don't think Wolves have moved on. I don't think he's improved them as much. Because when they did first come round in the Premier League with Nuno, they were firing. I think they were a good team, a hard team to beat, a new team on the block. I just don't think they've made that next step, Bobby, with Nuno.
Yeah, but what he's probably done is that. So go on, mate.
But is that what he's probably not the club investing?
Yeah, I think that you got to look at that. You know, Wolves aren't a team, a club who are going to go out and spend millions and millions. But he has done something that Jose hasn't done, mate, and that's made a couple of good players even better. Jota, you know, he's gone to Liverpool. He became a better player on Nuno. I think Podence, what a player! I think he's underrated. I think he was going to go on to great
Neto
things.
As well, Neto,
Jimenez. You know, if you are looking for a Harry replacement, I know he's a bit older, but you know. He's quality. I know he's got injury issues as well.
Bobby, as you say there, you know, we'll have a chat about this tomorrow night actually, because it'll be a good topic, you know, to have a chat about this as well. But literally, I was just touching that. Actually, if you look at it as well, look at Wolves' squad. We're looking for a complete new defence. I will take Bolly, Bolly.
Oh yeah, mate. I'll take my 6-year-old son. Yeah,
I'll take any of the top 6 centre backs.
easy.
Right, guys, we'll get on to Mora. 6, Matt.
Yeah, obviously scored a goal. Good header. Good run round the. I mean, to be fair, it's probably an individual error from West Ham with Cresswell. We shouldn't really be letting Mora win that, but it was a good run. Frustrating with Mora. Got so much talent that, you know, the way you watch him with the ball and the way he dribbles, but sometimes I feel like he does try to do too much. His finishing's questionable. Like he that shot when he's on the edge of the box yesterday. I think for me, for a player of his caliber, or even like a player in that position, you have to hit that on target.
Yeah.
And he's cleared it out the ground, I think, or near enough. And yeah, it's just frustrating for me because there is so much talent in Lucas Moura, but you can kind of see why he hasn't gone to a big club.
No, elite club. Yeah.
Why PSG didn't want him either, because he's not good enough.
He's built a lot of credit in that Ajax game, didn't he? Maybe we've overlooked
I don't think it's going to get really much better than that.
No, he's not. But again, since the Everton game, mate, him. I remember what Jose saying, just before he made the substitution, brought Lamela and Lucas on against Everton. He goes, I was going to turn around and give basically a tactical instructions before they went on. And he goes, he didn't have to, because Lamela and Lucas was talking to each other saying, right, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to get our team back in. And he goes, I just stood back and looked at it in awe. Lucas, agree with the 6 or 7, I think, alongside Lamela. He was our best player. The goal probably allows him to get a 7. His dribblings, he's probably one of our best dribblers we've got there. I don't think he's got the confidence sometimes to actually do it. Against Wolfsberger, that goal, mate. Oh, what a fantastic goal!
He's a bit lightweight on the ball, wouldn't he? At times,
that's it.
Well? Like,
he gets pushed off a bit. Yeah. But
did you guys hear what Jose said about Moura yesterday?
No, what did he say?
This came out 2 hours ago. He said he's always there for the team, playing amazing or not so amazing, but always there. Always fighting for the team.
Point,
yeah. But he's kind of dug him out a little bit there, hasn't he? Like the way he's put when he's playing good but not amazing as well. I'm just like, oh no.
Oh, Josh in the chat, well done, mate.
Go on, Josh.
Yeah, Josh in there. Absolutely top. He's top is Josh. So yeah, with Moura, guys, he's exact same as Eric Lemmer. I have seriously
you don't like
another
him,
one with I don't like him either. There's another one I'll shift out. With Lucas Moura, absolutely nailed it on the head there. He's living off the Ajax days, pal. And me personally, another one has little cameos in games. He don't do it consistent enough for me. Another one keeps running around in circles. Got a lot of energy. He does work hard for the team, but that end product is not consistent enough for me, Bobby. And we've got to start having players in this team who are consistent enough, who can't have to rely on Son and Kane to drag us out of shit all the time. We need other players stepping up, and these sort of players don't step up and consistent enough for me.
But Simon,
so me personally, I will be looking. Go on, Matt.
Would you, if I gave you the choice, sell Moura or sell Bergwijn, who would you sell? If we're talking about goals,
Bergwijn's got a future, I think, at Tottenham. I think under a different manager. Me personally, I think if you look at the two, okay, you can say like, oh, what Moura's done. Okay, he's got a bit more credit than Bergwijn at the minute, but Bergwijn is only 23. I think there is a good player in Bergwijn.
Yeah, but he hasn't scored all season. He hasn't scored all season. We've played teams like pub teams, and he still hasn't scored.
Yeah. But to me, the only thing that's hanging me on to Bergwijn is it's the age. He's only young, and if we do get someone else who can come in, sort of an attacking manager, I think that we may see a bit of a difference in Bergwijn. We don't know. Do you think
Jose is holding him back then?
I think so, pal. I think so, because he's if you look at the games when he plays in games, Matt, he's too much defence. We don't pay to defence.
Yeah. He normally played right back.
Yeah, he covers up for
Do you know what? It is a weird one for me, because when he was playing at PSV, where he came from, he actually played on the left, and he was much better on the left-hand side.
And coming in on his right, yeah.
But now he's playing on the right, his weak side. It's like, but you've got Son on the left. That's the
exactly. You're not move. I think about Bergwijn. I think what like Si says is because he's a bit younger. He has got that bit on. He has got that a bit of longevity at a club. But again, I think Jose is put so much shackles on him, and the thing about Bergwijn, I'm sure if you gave him the chance, he'd be bombing down them wings, left, right, and centre every single game. But he wants to play and he wants to do a job for his manager. The manager being Jose Mourinho, and I think Jose likes Bergwijn purely and simply. He knows he can put the shackles on him and he can rely on him to give Aurier a hand. Because him and Aurier at the beginning of the season, at the beginning of the season, they were basically playing like two right backs, weren't they? They were covering each other really well, and I think that's why Jose likes him, because he thinks there's a bit more of a he can take on the tactical instruction a bit more than the other people we've got back there. So, moving forward. Bergwijn, agreed with you, Matt. He's not done it this season, mate. But I think there's a bit more to get out of Bergwijn than possibly to get out of Lucas. So yeah. Just a heads up, matey. I'll probably got another 2 minutes before I pick up kids. So
cool.
Yeah, but I'll give you a heads up.
We'll probably end up. We're in due with this one then, Bobby. With the, I think the main man in second half, Bale. Matt gave him an 8. Matt, do you want to quickly go over why you gave him an 8, mate? Yeah, here we go.
Well done, mate. Boys, well done. He looks like he's starting to hit some form and starting to maybe trust his body again. Everything he did yesterday just looked quality on the ball. He looked like our best player on the ball. I mean, his diagonal passes. He was going from left wing to right wing. West Ham didn't know what to do with him in terms of where, because they couldn't mark him. He just he does remind me, like when Ericsson played for Spurs and he kind of drifted into those spaces and he had, I think he could be like that maybe in the 10 role. I do think he could do a job there, and then he could go out to the right as well. If it's me and I'm Mourinho, I play him from now on and I go, Gareth, don't worry too much about defending. Do what you do best. Get at that. Get us some goals, because we need goals other than Son and Kane. And it's clear we can't defend, so we've got to get all the attackers scoring goals.
Yeah, spot on. I think what we've got with Bale is catch-22. He's got so much. He's going to be our best crosser at the club. I'd say. He's putting in crosses with his right foot yesterday. They were better than any other player. I mean, we've spoken about Doherty's crosses about, but you put him in the middle, what you get is that thunderous left foot, that range of passing, the know-how of how to put Kane or Sonny through.
And he's good in the air, isn't he?
He's good in the air, fantastic in the air, good at set pieces as well. So have Dombele and Pierre in the back of the pivot and playing Bale right in front of him is great, but Jose ain't going to do that. What worried me up until yesterday was there was a lot of clamour. We're all hardened Bale fans as Spurs men. We all clutching at us. Up until yesterday, we were clutching at straws. He's back. He's going to do it for us. He's had a really good game against Wickham, and he's had a really good game against Wolfsburger. But them two, with all due respect, Wickham are bottom and Wolfsburger are like a poor man's Leeds United, and he had a good game against both of them, and I couldn't get excited about it. Yeah, he had fantastic games, but I personally couldn't, because he hadn't done it against when we needed him against Liverpool, when he came on against, he showed glimpses against City, but Chelsea, he just didn't show it. So yesterday, for the first time against quality opposition, he showed what was he was about. He showed a bit of authority.
Yeah.
He literally turned the game around for us.
Oh, definitely, mate.
That's really gave me loads of confidence.
And it's not against a bad side. Let's be honest. Exactly. They're much higher than us. They're fourth.
Exactly, mate.
So
yeah. So that really filled me with a lot of confidence. And like you say, going forward, he should play every. I don't think he's got it in him to play every single game, but there's no reason why he can't start majority of the next few games. And it'll give him being on the pitch yesterday gave the guys a lift. The rest of the lads a bit of a lift.
You could see he was directing. He was going, come on. Like, that's everyone just went up a gear when he came on. Like, bloody hell, Gareth Bale's on the pitch. He's won 4 Champions Leagues. He's a Galactico.
And say what you want about Doherty. He's got a good relationship on the pitch with Bale as well. I think they work really, really good together. So going forward, it's probably a good thing. But yeah, yesterday was finally a bit of hope in my eyes with regards to to Bale possibly staying on further on after
You know
this
what? I
season?
think I would. Just if he keeps playing like
Carries
this
on,
and he
definitely,
can get
mate.
fit, I think
Yeah.
a second year would not be a bad option at
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Especially if we're losing a couple of strikers.
Oh God.
Yeah, as I said, guys, and just to quickly just go over Gareth Bale. I was, as you said, against Wickham and the Wolfsburgers. Then I mean, you can't really look into
No.
it. But what I was pleased about, it was a more intense game this against a real good West Ham team, and he got involved yesterday, and he looked better, he looked sharper, and he didn't.
wanted the ball,
And Jort was so happy about it. He went in for a tackle. We haven't seen that since he's come back. He's went in for a tackle as well, and he looked alive yesterday. And that's what Matt did, bring everyone as well into the game. And I think now, hopefully, fingers crossed, as you said, Bobby, he can't play every game. He will not play every game.
No,
But me personally, I'll give him a position in the team, Bobby. Me and Matt has been saying about this. Give him a position in the team where he doesn't have to do all that dirty work, tracking back and things like that.
Yeah.
He is a top player, right? We know what a good player is in front of goal. Maybe play him in like a 10 role or behind a striker sort of role, and literally just then you'll see. And I think he can create a lot of chances.
Unleash him.
Easy. Yeah, just let him go off shackles.
Yeah.
But yeah, what time is this thing tomorrow then?
It's 7 o'clock, pal.
7 o'clock. Okay, I'll see if I can make it, but it should be. I look forward to that.
I'll send
Get
Josh.
the kids
I'll
to
send
bed
Josh
early.
yeah, that's it, mate. Yeah.
I'll send Josh a text, and I see Josh is available as well. So.
All right, buddy. Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
No worries.
Okay, Bob.
Nice one, Matt. Cheers, Si.
Thanks for coming
Thank you,
on.
mate. Speak to you, mate. No worries.
To have you on.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers, mate.
Bye,
Thank you, mate.
Bye.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah, brilliant. I love Bobby. It's absolutely fantastic. So can we get back to some of these comments there? yes, guys. I'm sorry about we haven't been on the comments, guys. We're going to run through this very quickly and get this thing, because it's literally another 2 hour, which we always promise ourselves we're going to be another hour.
To us, guys.
But guys, thanks for everyone who's coming to the chat today. We haven't finished. We've got a couple more players. We'll just run through quickly. But I just want to thing. So we've been told now this is a fake account. Because Max has said sign another fake account, Manson Band. So, so I will not be. I can't 100% say that. No, some in fact, Bicio says COVID situation, Son's contract won't be very soon, but I don't think so. I really do think they're saying more than COVID. Me personally, Luke says Kane should go City. We don't want Kane to go City. Look, I can see where you're coming from. But if we're gonna go, let's get him out of the Premier League. Yusuf says too late here, but it's never too late. No, Yusuf, thanks for joining the chat, mate. Thanks. We haven't been concentrating on the chat, but was doing the things there. We got involved, and Haaland has the release clause, £60 million. Yeah, that'll be what a player. Wolves has been shocking this season. And Beloved Hotspur says, "Who's that in the comments, mate? Premier Hotspur TV." Yeah, I've got it. I'm gonna straight after this. I'm gonna get onto Twitter, and I'll be putting out to everyone. That is a fake account. It's not me. Harry and Son ? Alexander says Mora doesn't have the control of the ball to go with the pace. I agree with that. Fergie wanted Mora, but PSG wanted 30 million. That's when he was younger. And Spurs, Josh, thanks for coming in today, mate. Absolute pleasure. Good chat, lads. Enjoying it. THFC Max says, I really enjoyed the stream, lads, but I have to go. Thanks for coming in, pal. THFC Max.
Have a good day, mate.
Yeah, cheers, pal. Thank you very much. And Spurs State say, in Jose is the best free coaches in the Premier League for player development, or does he need Finnish art school? Yes. That's the one he needs. He's a Finnish art school. Yes. And Josh gives the thumbs up. So we've caught up with all that. Matt, we've got quickly just go on the Dele Alli. You gave Dele Alli a 4, mate.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was a bit hard. Maybe a 5. Maybe a 5. I don't think I had sort of incorporated that he only got 13 minutes. Yeah, what's he supposed to do in 13 minutes? I mean, there was that. Was it Bale? We put that lovely ball in the box, and the keeper came out, and Dele was nearly close to heading it in, and obviously I jumped up going mad. But We won't get into that. I do feel sorry for him. I think he's got shackles on him as well. He's not allowed to express himself, I think, when he starts or when he comes on, because he knows if he does what Mourinho doesn't want him to do, which is just part of his game, he will be dropped and put on the bench. And I think that is a bit of an issue. I love Dele, and I don't want him to stop doing his flicks and tricks. That's part of his game. He's a flair player, and he scored some great goals doing that sort of stuff. So yeah, I think they've got to sort some sort of agreement out whether you could like he's letting Bale kind of with a free roll, maybe do the same with Ali.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there, Matt. I'll quickly just literally run over that quickly. Ali, what can you do in 30 minutes? I totally agree with what Matt said there. Maybe a 4 was a bit big. We've upgraded to a 5, guys. The flicks and tricks, you're going to get all that from Dele. He's a swagger man. And that's how he plays and things like that. Maybe, he can do a few things a bit more differently, but that's what you're going to get from Dele Alli.
Lamella does it as well, so it's not really like...
Yeah. I just think people's got agenda over Dele. I think that's all, Matt. And Doherty, to finish it off, you gave him a 3, Matt. Before we end the stream, Doherty's that last one, mate. Go for it.
Just not good enough, is he? As soon as he came on, made a defensive mistake, lost the ball, completely out of position, cost us a second goal for Lingard, as well as Sanchez and Dyer, but it doesn't help the situation. Yeah. Got up the pitch well, looks like he has a goodish relationship with Bale, but he gets the chance to cross a ball in and he puts it into the first man. Kind of like a bit like an Eriksen, really, at the tail end of his Spurs career. I don't know what it is with Doherty, whether it's keep him and give him a pre-season or sell him, but I don't know how much you get for him realistically. Not good enough at the moment. Poor defensively. He's not attacking well. It's not the Doherty we know. That's all I can say about that, really, though, mate. I think 3 is a fair
I'll just echo that, mate. And I'd say he gave the ball away on halfway for their second goal. They went up the field straight away. Lingard got his second goal. Lingard got the second goal, and there you go. I don't think he impacted the game much. He had a bit of a good link-up play with Bale, but does that really give you even deserves any more points? I don't think so.
No.
I think 3's probably correct for Doherty. So Alexander says 0. Doherty 0. Anyone could do a better job. He's not been great, Alexander, has he, this season, mate? He's not been a player that we thought we was going to get when he was at Wolves. He did play in a different setup at Wolves under Nuno, but it hasn't worked for him under Jose. Maybe that was a chuck on Jose, saying, it's a cheaper option. That's probably what it was. But here we go. That's the player ratings. That's the post-match done, guys. Thanks for everyone. We're going to round it off now, guys. Me and Matt didn't expect us to do another 2 hour. But when Bobby come in, we went off the scale a bit. Going thing, but we'll cover most of them sections hopefully in tomorrow night. So, guys, coming up in the show, guys, will be tomorrow. If Matt's available to do 2 tomorrow, it'll be the 12 o'clock unbiased Premier League show, bringing the results of the weekend, matches, and we'll give you an up-to-date prediction league. Whoever's put their predictions in, we'll give you whoever's, and we'll tell you exactly where you are in that little mini league of ours. Then on to 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, we have got the debate, dark times ahead, who's to blame. So it's 7 o'clock on here, guys. And hopefully Matt can be available for both of them, and hopefully we can have 1 or 2 more. I'll see what I can do. So that's what's coming up, obviously, with the Wolfsburger game thing coming up as well. So there'll be things going on during the week as well, guys. So from Premier Hotspur TV, I've been Simon. This has been Sucking Hotspur. Matt, pleasure to come back on, mate. I know it's been 2 hours, but
something to do during lockdown,
right? We're happy now. Yeah. yeah, so everyone enjoy your lockdown as thing, because it looks like Boris is going to announce the roadmap ahead, and maybe Daniel Levy can take a few tips off that roadmap ahead and do his own Tottenham one, because it's definitely not working at the minute for us, is it? So here we go, guys. We're going to end it there. Good night. Good night. Good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, because I'm used to doing evening ones, guys. That's all.
Yeah.
So good afternoon, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Matt, thanks for coming on, pal. My pleasure.
No
Thanks for
problem.
everyone in chat. We absolutely appreciate
thank you,
everyone who
everyone.
comes in the chat. Absolutely. Wasn't for
And
you
everyone
lot.
stay safe.
Just telling what we keep going, guys. And we'll bring you, hopefully, can bring you some more content going forward. So, guys, thank you, and we'll leave you with this. So, guys, good afternoon. Thanks for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.